And we are live. Hey everybody, welcome. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve, and I know you guys are probably thinking, what is she doing on today? And I'm working on my Christmas prep, and I've got to get my wassail made for the holiday. And I thought, well, why don't I just make the wassail live and then share that with all of you? So that's what I'm going to do. And the other thing I thought I would do is just share with you some Happy Meal, because I do have some Happy Meal, and I wanted to share that. So hang on a second. Let me take care of this quick. That annoying sound would drive me crazy. So, okay. So first of all, this is not the traditional wassail that I normally make. I usually make a wassail that is more fall related. It has the same stuff, only it's minus the cranberries. But I thought, for Christmas, I wonder what that was. I thought for Christmas, let's mix it up a notch. Let's kick it up a notch. And we're going to use a cranberry base as well for this wassail. And I want to thank you for joining me, hey, out there in YouTube land. I can't see who you are from here. Otherwise, I would be able to greet you individually. So I'll go ahead and get this wassail started, and then once it's started, I'll just chat with you guys for a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to need to make this wassail, oh, and if you're wondering what wassail is, it is a Christmas punch. It's a punch that, I guess the origin of it was to have a good harvest. It's a medieval kind of punch, started over in the UK, and it was right around harvest time, apple season, and they would be praying for a good harvest. So when you hear people talk about gathering around the wassail bowl, it was actually like a giant bowl or a giant pot that had like handles on it. And once the wassail was made, and it was like a brewed cider, like, you know, your cider that you warmed up and added all these different spices to it. And then they would take it around to each of the people in a circle, and they would drink from the pot. Now, that wouldn't be happening today. There'd be a different way to do that. But that's how the wassail bowl and all of that got started. And next I'm going to add a half gallon of cranberry juice. And I make wassail every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, but I usually don't add the cranberry juice. But like I said, I'm kicking it up a notch to make it more of a festive Christmas punch. So now I can set this over here and I'll put this on top. So far I've got my half gallon of apple juice. You're supposed to use apple cider if you can get it, but apple season is long past here, so you can't really find apple cider in the stores. So I typically will use apple juice at this time of the year. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of lemon juice. My apron strings are coming loose. Not sure if I've got a full cup remaining in this bottle. We'll see. Nope. Well, almost. There's about 3/4 cups. So let me grab another bottle and we'll get back at it. Hang on a second. thought I had a full cup in there, but so here we go. So now I'm going to add my cup of lemon juice, 1 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. And I have to tell you guys a funny story. My granddaughter was making wassail at Thanksgiving time. She was here and she was making it, and I had the recipe written down for her, and it was 1 1/2 cups of pineapple juice. Well, she read it as 11 half cups of pineapple juice. So I was watching her and I thought, looks like an awful lot of punch in that bowl. And she said, yes, there's just so much pineapple juice in here. And I'm like, well, there should only be about a cup and a half. And she says, oh, I thought that was 11 half cups. So then we had to figure out how to get it juiced up so that it didn't taste so pineapple-y. And let's see, I think that's it. And let's see, I think that's all I need to put in here. I guess I don't need to put in the orange juice. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this to a boil. So while it's doing that, and I'll get this out of the way, I know that I will be adding a 1/4 cup of honey. So I'll go ahead and get that ready so that when I'm ready to put it in, it's ready to go. But wasn't that funny? And it was just the way it was written. And you know, as experienced cooks, you get used to seeing things written a certain way. But less experienced cooks, they're just beginning their journey. So some things look a little odd to them. I'm also going to need some sugar. And that's going to be a 1/2 cup of sugar. So I'll get that ready. Sometimes this little tabletop burner doesn't get as warm as I would like for it to. But I thought I would try making it right here so that I'm right in front of you guys instead of behind you. I'm going to try to do more live cooking. I'm going to try to cook, oh, I don't know, maybe on some Sundays, on some of the Sundays when I'm not at church. Or even when I get home from church, maybe. I'll see if I can do some live stream cooking. But the thing is finding recipes that are pretty simple. So are you guys all ready for Christmas? Tell me that. I'd like to know. Are you all ready for Christmas? I've got a couple things left to wrap, and I've got a couple things left to buy, but they're going to be online gift cards that I'm going to get, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, and I need something to put those cloves in. Let me grab my little tea ball. I need to put some cloves in. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Oh, Miss Congeniality is on. Patricia's on, and Go Fast and Win is on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm glad you guys could join me. I'm looking for my little tea ball so that I can put my cloves in. I found the bottom, but I don't see the top. I haven't used it for a a while, but I did use it not long ago. So when you know it, just when you need something, you can't find it. Well, okay, no T-ball there. So I will have to use a flour sack towel. Hang on, let me grab that. Well, no. I was looking for a T-ball because I'm supposed to put in 24 cloves and let them float in, which means that I'll have to just fish them out once they're all done. That's what I'll do. I'll just do that. I'll just put them in and then just fish it out. So what else am I going to be putting in there to season it? Well, I'm going to be using 4 cinnamon sticks, 24 cloves, and I can get those out and get them in the jar. But tell me, who's all ready for Christmas? I'm going to come over there and look. And while I'm washing my hands, I'll go ahead and wash this orange because I will be using this orange in the wassail. So I have to slice it up. So I'll go ahead and get that ready. And then I'll get my teaspoons out, my measuring spoons, I should say. And I really like these particular measuring spoons because most of them will fit down inside of a spice jar. I've got some Tupperware spoons that I also enjoy using, but some of them don't fit in the spice jar, so I don't use them quite as often. All right, well, it's cooking. It's heating up, but it's heating up slowly. I might have to take this and put it. What's on? All right, let me come over there and see who's there saying hello. Oh, Todd Merritt. Hello, Todd. Good to have you join me today. And I already spoke to the other people that are on. I'm enjoying this live stream. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And I will tell you, I am just a little sad. And one of the things that I'm doing, which is why I decided to do this live stream, was I'm determined not to be sad. I am determined not to be sad. And in case you're wondering, like, well, what do you have to be sad about? Well, I was expecting my daughter and her family to come for the Christmas holiday. And just before they got ready to come, they went for COVID testing, as they always do before they get here. And one of the kids tested positive for COVID, so they couldn't come. So I'm trying not to be depressed. I thought, okay, what it is what it is. And I guess we just have to adjust ourselves to this new normal. So I need 24 whole cloves, and the whole cloves look like this. I remember Khadija on one of her herb courses said they look like little dog's teeth, and they do. They look like teeth. So I'm trying not to be sad. So that was what I told myself. I was not going to be sad. I'm going to continue to do things to celebrate the holiday. And I will say, yesterday, I was feeling more sad yesterday than I am today. But I was like, okay, you've just got to keep it moving and do things for Christmas, because I am not the only person whose family is not going to be able to make it home for Christmas because there's been an abrupt change. And the good thing is that my grandchild is actually doing okay. She had both of her vaccines, so she has a very mild case of COVID, just a little achy and headachy. And overall, she's doing well. So I can be thankful and grateful for that. So there's that. Let me see if I can bring this up a little closer too. And then I can see you guys, because I keep hearing you guys say like little beeps, like there. That ought to do it. Hopefully I didn't cut my head off. No, yeah, that ought to do it. So now I can see names. So hey, Ronnie. Yeah, it's good to have you with me. Yeah. It is what it is. So I have just told myself, you're just going to have to roll with it. So my son that lives here, he'll be coming over and he'll be bringing his two little grandchildren with him. And then two of my sisters will be coming over for dinner. And then we're going to be making plates to take to a couple other people. I think I'm going to just move this back here for a little bit and get this heated up a little more because it's taking too long. So there's actually a story about this little burner. It does heat up, but it does take a while, and then it doesn't seem to maintain the heat quite as long. So I bought this little burner for my husband. He likes to fry fish, and he likes to use those big old black iron skillets. Well, I realized when we got that new stove, every time he put the skillet on the stove, when he took it off, there was new scratches on the stove. So I told him he couldn't use that skillet on the stove anymore. So I bought him this, but he doesn't really care for it because it doesn't really heat up very well. So I see why he sometimes would prefer. So he does have other skillets that he can use. Yeah, that's better. But that's what's going on with that. So anyway, so I moved it back there so that it can heat up a little bit. And then once it does, I will bring it back over here. So let's see who else is there. Yeah, please, Miss C, send up some prayers for them. So while I'm waiting for that to do, let me share with you guys my happy meal. First of all, I was so surprised. I got a package in the mail like this. And I was like, well, wonder what that could be. And I recognized the the return address. So I thought, oh, she's sending me a Christmas card. It's from my friend Khadija from Her Healthy Home. I thought, oh, she's sending me a Christmas card. Then I thought, wait a minute, there's something in here. So I opened the package and look what she sent me. Juniper berries. One of the things that I mentioned when I was talking about brining my turkey when we were on Homemaking with Purpose and Leona Dooley and I were on, and I said I couldn't find juniper berries anywhere in town. Well, she had some, and she sent me some as a nice little gift. So, Khadija, thank you. This was a really good happy meal to receive. So I'm glad to get that. And then I also got some Christmas cards in the mail. So I got Christmas cards from my friend Mary at Mary's Nest, from her and her family. I also got a Christmas card from my friend Leanne Anderson, Leanne A. So thank you, Leanne, for sending me a Christmas card. I also got one from my friend Clarissa from Clarissa Coward, and from her and her husband sent me one. And I think those are the only ones I brought down here. I got some other ones last week, but I had already shared the happiness with that. And so this is the Christmas card that my husband put together for us this year. I just love it. We have a black and white version and this color version. And it's just different pictures of us at like different stages of our lives. This one right here is our wedding picture. And then the other ones are just the different faces of us at different places. One of them were at a dance. One of them were at New Year's. A couple of them were just at a beach or whatever. But I just love them. So he does a good job putting together the Christmas cards. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That's heating up back there. And then I also wanted to tell you something. I was watching two YouTubers. One was Granny Karma. No, not Granny Karma. Miss Homestead Heart. I was watching Granny Karma, but I was watching her for something else. But I was watching Miss Homestead Hart, and she was telling about people being robbed at the grocery store or being followed home and robbed of their groceries. Not robbed of money, but robbed of their groceries. So she was warning people to be on the alert when you leave the store, because sometimes people, and I think it was the California area that she was talking about. I'd not heard of anything happening like that here, and I hadn't heard that on the news, but she said she was aware of that in that particular area. So if anybody's heard of something like that, just be alert so that you are safe when you're out. The other thing, I was listening to Lead Farmer 73, I think, or is it Lead Farmer 76? Anyway, it's Lead Farmer. I was listening to him, and he was talking about people are stealing our identities. And I thought, well, how are they doing that? Well, one of the things that he mentioned was when you get a package in the mail and they have these little labels on them like that, we just throw the wrapper or the mailer in the trash. Or if you get a box in the mail, your personal information like your name, your address, and all of that is on the package. And he was recommending that before you discard those packages, to either remove the label or cut the label off the box so that people aren't able to get your information. And what he did was he shared a video where people in a truck drove up to a home and picked up the garbage cans, put them inside a van, drove off, and then brought the garbage cans back. So why are they stealing the garbage? Well, they are stealing the personal information that we throw away in the trash. Very low tech, but very, very useful for some people. So that's why a lot of people like to shred their personal information before they pitch it. So there's that. So I wanted to be sure and share that. All right, so that's continuing to heat up. So once it heats up to where I need it to be, I'll add my other things in there. I had no idea it would take so long to do that. It doesn't usually. Let's see who else is here. Yeah, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're going to be fine. And then when my daughter called to say they couldn't come, my daughter-in-law that lives in another state sent us a message that her husband, who is my youngest son, has COVID. So he is in isolation in their home. And I was just like, so I guess that's the new normal that we all have to face. So as we think about what's going on with this new strain of COVID, we have to all be very, very careful and very diligent. So I'm really trying to be very cautious so that when I do go out, I do wear a mask when I go out and I limit where I go. So like I said, this last little bit of shopping that I've got to do, I'm going to do online because it's just a gift card. Okay. I think it's just about ready to boil because I can see the steam rising up off of it. So how many of you out there have made wassail before? Who's heard of wassail? Or tell me, what's one of your holiday traditions? We have this every Christmas, except that I don't make it this way. I don't usually add the cranberry juice to it. And I did link in the description box my traditional method. There's a video that I have made before, and that's the version of wassail that I normally make. And like I said, I linked it in the description box. So be sure to check that out. And you serve wassail warm. So who's heard of wassail? And who's used it before? Or rather, who's heard of wassail and who's had it? So I first heard about wassail in regards to the Christmas Story, Tiny Tim, that kind of thing, you know, when they be gathered around the wassail bowl and all of that. I'm adding my 1/4 cup of honey now. And I can see that I need to move this pot over just a little bit. Now, let me tell you about my wassail also. I don't put any alcohol in my wassail. I like to make it such that anybody who wants to can have some of it. So I don't want to have to worry about whether or not the kids might get in it. So I just make one version of wassail, and anyone that wants some can have it. And I don't have to keep an eye on it or anything like that. However, there are people who do add alcohol, like maybe vodka or something like that, to their wassail. And if you want that, I'll try to link an alcoholic version in the description box. But it's not there now. Right now I'm adding in my half a cup of sugar. I'm going to add in a teaspoon of nutmeg. And you can see why I like these spoons, because they just fit right down in the jar for the most part. So there's my teaspoon of nutmeg. Four cinnamon sticks. One, two, well, that's the last of those. 4 cinnamon sticks. And a teaspoon of allspice. Now this is some allspice that I made myself. I didn't have any one day, and so I searched to see, well, what could I sub for allspice? And you can actually make your own allspice by grinding up some nutmeg and adding some other spices to that. Half a teaspoon of ginger. So this wassail is going to be good and spicy. So I've got in the honey, the sugar, the cinnamon sticks, the ground nutmeg, the allspice, the ginger, and then what I don't have in yet are my whole cloves. So now I'm just going to put those in. And I'm going to have to fish those out once I'm done. So I will give that a stir, and I can really smell the spices. It just smells so nice and spicy. And then I'm going to slice up some oranges and put those in there as well. Not a lot of space. I'm just trying to stay right in front of this little space, but get my knife out. Now you guys saw me wash this orange earlier. And I'm going to slice this orange and float it in the wassail, but also when I serve it, I'll serve some little orange slices in the punch cup as well. The orange juice and the orange peel just really infuse a very nice flavor in the wassail. And you just kind of let all those flavors meld together. And then we let that simmer for about 15 minutes. So I'll put this back together. You can see the steam is starting to come off of it. And it is just really smelling delicious. And then you serve it warm in a punch bowl. Or you can serve it from a large pot like this. Just depends upon what size pot you may have. I'll get this other orange. And then I'll go ahead and get it. Oh, and you guys know, I just recently started drying my orange peel. It's like you can dry that and then grind it up and then have your own orange peel. It's so expensive when you buy it in the spice section at the store. But this is the orange peel that I'm gonna pitch. So it makes a nice little it's a way to use up everything and not waste anything. And then to make it really pretty, we can add some fresh cranberries in the cup. So I'll set that right here for now. And I've got some fresh cranberries. Let me grab those. At least I thought I had some. So I will have to find out where those are. I must have took them out, but I want to show you something else. Look what I got right here. This is a bag of frozen peaches, and I'm going to make a peach cobbler. So I had gone to the beauty shop yesterday, and Mrs. Russell came in, and I told her I had been to Kroger, got all my shopping done for Christmas, and I was going to buy some frozen peaches so I could make a peach cobbler. Frozen peaches for a bag about that was half this size, not half that full, was $10.99. I was like, oh my goodness, I am not buying that. So I didn't buy any. So when Mrs. Russell came in, I said, Mrs. Russell, you will never believe how much peaches were at the grocery store. I did not buy any. I had planned to make a peach cobbler, but I'm not. She went out to her car and she came back in and handed me that bag of frozen peaches. I was like, how did you have that? And she was like, don't ask me what my business, because you know how older people can be sometimes. She says, don't ask me my business. But she had, I guess she had packed some things up to take or to share to someone else. But she was kind enough to bless me with that bag of frozen peaches. So now I can make my peach cobbler. So when I get it made, I'll let you guys see it. I'll put a piece of it on a community tab maybe, or on Instagram. But oh, this is smelling pretty good. I might have to call my husband upstairs. I don't normally do that. I used to just go upstairs and talk to him or whatever, but I'm thinking those cranberries might be out in the garage, in the refrigerator out there, and I could send him out there because I don't want to be gone from the camera that long to go out there and look for them. Maybe I just won't put in the fresh cranberries in this. Now let's give this a taste and see how it's doing, because it's been simmering just a little bit. All the spices are in. So I just want to see what it tastes like now. Look at the color of it. Isn't that a great looking color? Delicious. It's really good. It's nice and tart. I'm going to save my... It's nice and tart. I'm thinking maybe I might want just a little bit more sugar. Yeah. So anyway, I was telling you guys, I'm going to start trying to cook more on camera, maybe on Sundays. So I was thinking I would try to do some quick meals that the young homemakers could make, something that they can get done. They're coming in from work, or they just had a long day with the kids and they need something that's quick and easy. So I thought I would try that. I want to make sure I've got everything in though. Yep, everything's in there. So now I'm going to just sit down here and chat for a second with you guys. I'll bring a chair over. And got some packages behind me that I have to return. But now I can see, oh my goodness, the frugalness is on. So, okay, so now I can actually tell you guys what's what and answer comments. So I'll start at the beginning so that we can kind of see. So Todd says, sorry to hear about your grandchild. Hope they will be okay. And so if you guys just jumped on late, my daughter and her family were coming, and it turns out when they got their COVID test before they got ready to drive up, one of the kids had COVID, so they couldn't come. But she's doing okay. She just had a little headache and was a little achy, but overall she's doing okay. She's in quarantine up in her room. And so one of the things that we're going to do tonight, today's Christmas Eve. So one of the things that we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a virtual Christmas Eve celebration. Typically, our family would all get together on Christmas Eve. My husband's side of the family, we would get together on Christmas Eve. Then on Christmas Day, we would be able to get together with my side of the family. So what we're going to do, and then my son who lives in Georgia, who also has COVID, they weren't going to be here for Christmas anyway because they were here for Thanksgiving, and they'll be here for Christmas next year. So we're going to do a gingerbread house competition, and we're going to do that tonight about 6 o'clock, and we're going to do it on Zoom. And so they'll be in their home in Georgia. My daughter and her family will be there in Tennessee. One of my nieces and her son's going to be on here locally, and then my son that lives here is going to come over and bring his littles with him. And so we're going to have a gingerbread competition here on Zoom, and that'll be fun. I don't know if we can sing Christmas carols or not. Whereas I would like to do something like that, they might think that's a little corny. But we're trying to figure out a way to address this new normal. And as you guys know, we're living in a new normal. And you're right, Ronnie. It is better that they chose to stay home. It's not worth the risk. And then Missy, thank you for saying a prayer for my granddaughter's recovery, and one for my son as well. And then the message cross says it's going to be okay. And I think it will be. I think they're going to be fine because they're doing better already, but they're just, staying home. And so the gift that Ronnie is talking about is the bag of goodies, the bag of juniper berries that Khadija from Her Healthy Home sent me. Khadija, thank you so much for that. And then, Ronnie's thanking me for sharing the information. And then Frugalness is here. Oh, she said she loves wassail, and she first had it in college at a party. See? So, yeah. So my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters that lives in Georgia, they were doing an alternative Christmas celebration at their school. And they were like raising money for Christmas gifts and stuff like that to donate. And she made wassail to like sell at this party that they were having. So like when you'd have a lemonade stand, well, they would have wassail. Some people sold hot chocolate, just different things like that. And people really enjoyed her wassail. So there's that. So Frugalness said she had her first one at a party, college party. So some of the people in her school had theirs for the first time at her booth. And then Ronnie said she's never heard of wassail. So Ronnie, as I said earlier, think of Charles Dickens and A Christmas Story and all those other Dickinsonian type novels, they would talk about gathering around the wassail bowl in those times. And like I said earlier, the origin is actually very early in medieval England, when they were wishing for a good harvest, and they would make the wassail with apple cider and a lot of other spices, and then they would carry the bowl around a circle of people, and each person would sip out of it. So there's that. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our toasted is white, and our ale, it is brown. She learned about it from singing in her madrigal group. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard that song before, frugalness. So thank you for sharing that. But yeah, they would take toasted bread, and sometimes they would dip it in the wassail and eat it that way too. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ronnie. I just decided I'm not going to be sad. When I feel the depression trying to sneak up on me, I'm like, no, I am not doing that. I'm not doing that today. We are going to have a good time and enjoy that. Oh, Nitty T says this is her first live, and she's had Trader Joe's wassail. I wonder how Trader Joe makes theirs. So tell me what about that. And then we've got somebody here. I'm thinking, not sure what that is. So I tell you what, we'll just take that off. If I can't understand it, it'll have to go. Yeah, I want to make sure that it's not something untoward. So we took that out. So do you guys want to ask me any questions while I'm waiting? Any homemaking or housekeeping questions or anything like that? I know today I put on red. I wanted to wear something red to feel festive for the holiday. And I'm going to have on either this red dress with this red pretty little apron on, or a Christmas sweater with like penguins and all that kind of stuff on it as we celebrate. Because like I said, I am determined to be festive. And give this a stir real quick. Smelling awful good. I think I might want to add a little bit more sugar. It's just a little bit tart. So let me turn you guys around now. Boy, I got my kitchen's a hot mess too. My husband says that I tear up the whole kitchen when I'm cooking, and sometimes he's right. I do get out quite a few things, it seems, sometimes. And the sugar is actually added to taste. So you decide how sweet you need it to be. And then look at these pretty little cups that I have to put it in. Now, I only have 2 of these cups. My daughter and her daughter gave me 2 of them for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. So they're actually made to serve warm beverages in. And I think we did like a Mad Hatter's party at somebody's collab, and I used these because don't these just look whimsical? I just love them. They're so cute. And they have these little coasters that come along with them. So you guys will wish we had smeller vision. So who saw my video yesterday? I put up a video yesterday. What was it about? Oh, where I made this make-ahead meal, because you know, when you've got company and everybody's hungry and you got to feed them, but you're trying to get ready for the holiday, sometimes it helps to have something to feed them, and you don't have to run out to like KFC or Wendy's or somewhere like that to get some food. So I made this chicken lasagna, and it was absolutely delicious. Now, I'm going to need to strain the cloves out of this. because of course I don't want my guests taking a drink and they got a big old clove in there floating around. See, look at there. There's a clove. Now let's taste this. Oh. It's delicious. Oh my goodness. This is really delicious. It's got a nice ruby color, not too heavy, but you can see that nice red color from the cranberry juice. And then to serve it, you can take a couple of orange slices. I'm going to pour me some more. Got another clove in here, so I'll get that out. Look at there. And look at the flowers on my cup too. So these are actually like little coffee cups, but they're perfect for punch cups. Now, and I have a special punch bowl that I use to serve this in. It's up on a shelf out in the garage. I got to get my husband to get it down. So it's not down yet, but I couldn't put it in here, put it in now anyway, because I got to let the wassail cool off, because that punch bowl is a punch bowl. It's not meant for hot beverages. So I'm going to come over there and join you guys. And we'll see what people are saying. Let's see. All right, so Nitty said she's had Trader Joe's wassail. Erica said Erica, you're the one that yes, you're the one that made your own gift bag that I showed you guys how to do, and then you shared it with me. You sent me I think you sent me an email with the picture. But thank you for sending me that. I'll have to find that picture and share it on my community tab too. The thing about that too was you had said that it was a little long at the top. And I might have forgot to mention that when you make your bag, your gift bag, what you can do, once you know how much you need to have in it, for example, then what you can do is just fold it down like this. Just kind of fold the top down and fold it down some more, as much as you need to, so that the bag's not too tall, and then put your holes there. So, but yeah, it was so cute. So thank you for sharing that with me. And this is delicious. It has got a nice spicy flavor. Not too tart now that I've added a bit more sugar. I'll put the recipe in the description box so you guys can get that. So thank you. Delicious. Have a sip. All right. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask me since we're on? I'm open to answering a few. Any kind of housekeeping questions? I know I did put a note on the community tab asking what kind of videos you wanted to see next year, because I'm working on my editorial calendar. And several people said they wanted to see more in the laundry lab. And so I will be doing that. And I did get some, I'll show you. I got some, it just came. I got some products from True Earth. So I had more Happy Meal. I forgot I had more Happy Meal. So I got contacted by True Earth. They wanted me to know if I wanted to try some of their products. And I have tried it before and I loved it. So they sent me all of this. So this is the fragrance-free. They sent me 2 packs of the fragrance-free laundry strips. And then 2 packs of the fresh linen laundry strips. And I'll show you what they look like. I really like these. So I have to wash my aprons. And then there's a couple other things that I need to wash. So I'll do an in the laundry lab and I'll use these. So the strips come like this. And then for one like regular load, you just put in 1 strip. You just put it in with the front loader. You would put it in your dispensing bin, and your top loader the same thing. Or you could put it at the very bottom of your laundry tub. I've been trying it out in my dispenser and it dissolves just fine. And I've tried it out a couple other things. So I'll be doing a review of it. But I just kind of wanted you to know the other Happy Meal I got. I almost forgot about that. But then also look, I got this little tin that comes with it so that what you can do is put the strips in the tin. So I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, you just put them all, take them out of the pack, put them in the tin, and now they're in here. So I like that idea. I'm not going to do it yet because when I do my review, the day that I work on it, then I'll do it then. But I'm giving you guys an early bird peek at what I'm going to be doing. And then I also got some laundry balls, some dryer balls. And I like the idea of dryer balls. And this is what they look like. They're wool dryer balls. And I know Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life puts lavender oil or other scented oil on hers. So I'm looking forward to using these and doing that. I have used laundry balls before and I do like them. So they really help control the static. And I see my friend, my little sister, Khadija, at her healthy home has joined us. Hey, Khadija. Thank you for joining us. I was just sharing my Happy Meal and I was showing them what you sent me. I'll be using it today when I get that turkey out to brine. I'm going to get that turkey ready to brine in just a little bit. But I wanted to get in here and get with you guys before I did that. I didn't want to have that turkey and be chopping all the veggies and all that stuff because I got to get things ready for my stuffing to there. So Erica said it was fun to make the bag. Yeah, Erica. And you know, the more you make them, the easier they get. And then you just feel so accomplished when you do that. And then you're giving people something that's a little bit different, but certainly much more personal. And speaking of, I am a little concerned because I had mailed 2 packages to my daughter because they were going to be here for Christmas, so they had all of their Christmas gifts shipped here so that they could open them here, and we had all their things here and already wrapped in under the tree. And then when they couldn't come and we had to go to plan B, we packed everything up and shipped it out there, and it was supposed to arrive yesterday by 9 o'clock. Well, one of the packages arrived, but the largest one didn't arrive, and we had overnighted them. So they were supposed to be there, and only one has arrived so far. And she checked the tracking, and it said it's supposed to arrive by Monday. I'm like, this was an overnight package. It was supposed to arrive by Thursday. So what's going on today that they can't get it? So anyway, I guess we'll just pray to God that everything arrives satisfactorily. So yeah, this is so good. So good. Your family's going to love it. Now, if you make wassail, send me a picture of your cup of wassail so that I can post it on my community tab. I would love to see it. So there we go. So I think then I've got everything done. We've got the punch made. I've shared with you guys my Happy Meal. Oh, Khadija, you'll be glad to know I also have some other herbs that I purchased. I went to the health food store because I'm going to make some elderberry syrup. I want to really boost our immune system during this season with this new strain of COVID that is just so contagious. I really want to boost me and the hubby's immune system. So I bought some goodies to make the elderberry syrup. So when I get it done, I'll send you a picture of the bottle that I make. So that'll be kind of fun. And yeah, it's probably slower because of the holiday season, but we paid a lot of money for overnight. It was not cheap. So we'll see. Yeah, if it had got there, if it gets there tonight, I'm not going to complain. But if it doesn't get there till Monday, I'm going to ask for our money back because it did say on the receipt, if it doesn't arrive on time, you get your money back. Now, I don't know if there's a caveat that that's off during the holiday season or not, but most of the things were in the largest box and that didn't come. Yep, this is I was sharing earlier, this is a teacup that my daughter and granddaughter gave me a couple years ago for Mother's Day. And it is just so pretty. So I thought it would be nice to share with you guys and to drink. We're also from Khadija. I was telling them that since I talked to you last night and you know why they couldn't get here. So I'm deciding not to be sad. And so I thought I would do this live stream today. So this is part of it. But I guess I've been on long enough and I'm starting to ramble. So you guys have seen the wassail. I hope you will try to make some on your own. When you do, send me a picture. And I want to wish you guys all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then on my community tab, I did post a note about what do you want to see. Add some notes on there. So what you would like to see me post for the next year. One of the first ones I'm probably going to do is my planner for 2022. So you can see how I'm going to keep myself organized. But other than that, I'm open. So again, Merry Christmas, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.